Today, I raced with the pros, and I got P8, P9, or P10, maybe P11, and I didn't film any of it, so you're going to watch this video from Will's POV, but you'll see me do a lot of sketchy things from that angle.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, romance, 1, 2, 3s on the course.
Ben, you look like a prisoner of war.
You haven't even seen me. We aren't even synced up on this. There I am. Yeah. I kind of look like...
Your eyes look like you've been through a freaking war zone, bro.
That's because I was. Like...
I've never seen Ben that dialed, bro. You were... I couldn't even talk to you after this race, dude.
Yeah, I went to... I'm not going to say I went to a dark place, but I went to a place. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I've even come back from it. Like, I went to a place that changes you. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is our second, pro race. And, right, Ben, I mean, you're just supposed to, mid-pack this.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
You had different plans today.
Well, like... First off, like, a lot of people are intimidated to race, like, in higher levels. Like, oh, what's the point? Like, I'm not qualified. Oh, like, there's Justin Williams, there's Corey Williams, there's Corey Lockwood. Like, these are people that we know about. I have no place here. Like, let me just say, and I might be biased, but you need to just show up and race your bike. And every time I roll up to race, I'm here to race my bike. I paid that money.
Dude, you did it today, bro. Yeah, we don't have too much footage of this, and pretty much all of the really juicy stuff we didn't have because if you watched our 2-3, Ben's GoPro was in a state of disrepair.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to misrepresent this. The GoPro was still functioning. I don't know why I didn't just like nut up and put some duct tape on it and put it back on the bike, because this race changed my life, all right? Like, I did things in this race where if I told you the truth, it would sound like I'm talking out of my butt. But I'm not. Like,
Yeah,
wild stuff happened here.
I know you did a super. We can't find any photos of it, so it didn't happen, I guess. But you did a crazy preem attempt where you just had a sprint off against Justin Williams and you almost got him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I was like neck and neck with him, but I was in his wheel and I wasn't getting dropped.
You were the only guy who wanted to try it, though.
Yeah, I see that guy snap, I know I'm going to learn a lesson, and I'm a student of the game, so I wasn't letting that slip away. But that'll live in my memories for the rest of my life, and like, no joke in that, that'll be one of the last things I see when I'm leaving this earth.
So we got Lockwood pulling up on the left here, and this is the first move of the day, and you can see Lockwood is doing a little false tempo here, and we got Corey Williams in that break up there, and it's early, but if Legion's represented, man, I mean, this could be it, and we don't got a big orange guy up there, man, so.
Man, look at Will go.
Thankfully, this guy towed me up here. He was a crazy draft, but this is still pretty good watts.
Yeah, but that's a fast train, Will, and you still had to press a ticket. Like, that took some power to get up to this wheel. There's a reason why Will's over here at the sharp edge of the bunch. It's not an easy... And now you're pulling through?
Yeah, bro. This is digging deep, and I'm kind of clawing back a little bit of here, but I'm honestly like not expecting to bridge this completely, but I'm hoping maybe Sebastian or you at least just puts this thing together so we can still race for some spots. And not
Well,
just...
who are we? Oh my gosh. We aren't those boys. Who are? Let me just contextualize this. Yesterday was COVID, March 2020. Will and I were trying to sprint up to 30 miles an hour, and now you're doing holes at 32. Like, I don't even know, what's north and what's south.
It's crazy, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just you don't look at the power, you just go, man.
That's right.
So I honestly, the bunch is behind me, and then Lockwood actually bridges up there, trying to get to his teammate, and that's actually really dangerous. And thankfully, there's Sebastian who sees that, because if Lockwood's up there, the race is over. Because if Lockwood got on that break and we let that break go, the race was over. So you got to be cautious of these early moves, and I kind of knew it was going to get brought back at this point, so I'm just falling back, and I'll hop in when I can.
If you saw the end of the last video, you know Corey Lockwood's resume. But let me just like paint this as clearly as possible. Corey Lockwood was at the front of the peloton today doing 34, 35 miles an hour, seated, maintained.
Yeah.
So like,
if you get him in a breakaway, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
no
over.
question.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
So,
Lockwood is the peloton.
Mhm.
So anyway, crazy stuff. How are you feeling, Will?
Oh, right here, I was blowing up. It was a hard effort, and I mean the peloton's still strung out, and I think people are going around because they're like, "Oh, this kid's gonna get dropped." But I did get back on once it kind of got, because I think everything got brought back and stitched up. So yeah.
If you're watching this and like you have difficulty maintaining pace, because when we were starting out, like everyone was saying, "Oh, your first race you get dropped." Like no one finishes their first race. And one of the main things that I think we've learned and we've been able to incorporate is when you're getting dropped or you're coming back, let go and wait for your lungs to come back. I think a lot of people freak out and they push so hard they get past the point of no return. But
Well, when you got this much people, this big of a field, I mean, this was another like 70-person field, and you got a little bit of breathing room if you were at the top of the field. So, it's not time to freak out if you're blowing up. Just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got rounding up almost 100 people here. So let off, look behind, and usually you'll have some time to slot back in. I mean, especially with Lockwood at the front. I mean, this is a really long snake.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. How did this race compare in pace to the 2-3?
It was faster. It was smoother though. Once I stopped, that was what I did there was really like my main goal of the day. And, I just sat in for the rest of the race. We don't have too much more footage. So yeah, once you sat in, I felt like it was really decent, and we positioned these last few laps really well. We don't have any footage of that, but I mean, we were still too far back. Like, you shouldn't have gotten as high of a result as you should have where we were placed, and then going on the outside of the cones.
Yeah, I actually get DNF twice in this day. Hey, I mean, I saw a cone ahead of me, and it was either hit it or go to the outside of it. And I've done a lot of CBRs.
Cone drama.
Yeah, I know how to avoid those cones. I was trained.
Yeah, no, we're still learning. So yeah, but yeah, really. So like once that happened, we were just like, I wasn't in a position to cover any more moves, and it was just, if a break went at this point, it went. So
yeah,
I know Sebastian was up there working. So
Seb had a really good race, and he got unlucky. I'm pretty sure he rolled over a GoPro shard, and he got a rear puncture that wouldn't seal. And I had like sealant all over my glasses, all over the front of my bike by the end of it. Like, I was hoping that tire was going to seal, but he had a really good race. That guy did like a century.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, today the miles, because the course was so flat, we were just racking up miles. Like, we ended up doing like 70 miles just doing the two races we did.
Yeah, that's part of the insanity too, is you look back at it and it's just like, man, like we covered almost 40 miles in this race, and it wasn't a long race.
No.
Yeah, but
like hour 15, it's crazy. 36 or 7 miles.
Yeah, and the pace here looks really high. It looks really fast because it is. Like, the people who are running the front of this keep it very, very maintained, and so it feels smooth. But there's also this element of you got to keep that wheel ahead of you, because my legs are not qualified to ride out in the wind in a field like this.
No. So we don't have. I think you end up doing your preem attempt, or maybe you already did it there.
That might be me filtering back in. I mean, it would match up, but
that was sick. It was like for a $50 or $100 cash preem, and it was close, man. You gave it a really good run.
Well, where I'm at right now is I live in reality, and I know that I'm not at the same level of these guys. But if I can get close to them and I can see how they ride, when they are riding. That's where you're going to learn the most. So I'm just finding qualified wheels, and no one's got a better CV than Justin Williams when it comes to racing crits. So what a gift! I like cried after. I'm super starstruck. Anyway, yeah. So things are heating up a little bit.
This is just, I mean, we can just talk about the end of the race. So, right, we held pretty good position. We were probably like top 30 wheels.
Yeah. I want to break in too. So that's Kendall Ryan. That woman is arguably the fastest woman in the United States, if not the fastest, one of the fastest. And if you ever see a woman in a man's crit, like, watch out. Because some of the fastest racers that I've met are women racing in men's crits. And Kendall Ryan, I raced wheel to wheel with her during this, and she handles the bike different. So that's all I'm going to say.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, getting back to it, so we rode together, right, for the last few laps, and but I mean, where were you going in the last lap? I ended up losing your wheel on this corner last lap, and you know, I was blowing up, but man, I got my wheel chopped really hard, and
so towards the ending stages of this race, it got, and that's not the footage that you're seeing.
Yeah,
we do not have the final laps, so treat this like a podcast. But it got very, very cutthroat on position.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where you kind of just have to turn off that part of your brain that tells you you're going to die, because it's not going to help you there. So you either give up positions to people who are willing to risk it, or you push ahead. And to me, at least at this point in my life, I pushed ahead. So I got on Strava, and it said I got the KOM on it. And
which makes sense, bro. I mean, you got 8th, but for like where you started in that last lap to where you finished, like you made up crazy ground.
I couldn't tell you exactly what happened in the last few laps of this race. Like I just had tunnel vision like crazy, but I took every spot that I could, and I gave nothing up at the end. And anyway, moving up positions with Corey Lockwood running pace at the front is a recipe for a fast lap. In my case, I did that last lap at 35 miles an hour, and I was not in the wind at all. It was not my own work. It was just not giving up any spaces and gaining where I could. So anyway, that's pretty much our commentary on the race. You got any final thoughts?
No, we have a shot from
Rex. From Rex. Yeah, a huge thank you.
Yeah, he had a good shot of you finishing, and we overlaid the power, and you can just see how these finishes, I mean, you got 8th because of positioning ultimately. Like, you didn't do insane watts. No. Like, you're gonna see, like, when you top out like 700, like, and if you were to tell me all you had to do was 700 watts to get 8th place in the pro field, like, I wouldn't believe you. But
here we are.
Positioning is everything. So yeah.
So anyway, sit back and enjoy. We'll shut up. You guys have a nice day.
I finished 8th. Yeah, but it pays.
I got it.
You can't make that up. You really can't. You don't need to.
I just need you to sign next to your name.
Yeah.
Make it official. Make it official.
That's how you know you can't trust me.
No, that means you can't trust me either.
Hey, well, you know better than most then, right?
I do. There you go.
Thank you.